So this election wasn't that Democrats doubled down on wokeness. White people double down on whiteness.
I'm not surprised at what happened on Election Day with regard to the question of allies and how white women voted. They voted that way before. When it comes to the Hispanic vote, they voted that way before. It's never been a surprise. We're the group that's always looking out for everybody else in terms of our advocacy groups standing up for other causes all the time. You don't see the duplication of that the other way around. And Greg, even though, it is a time for heroes, I'm not seeing any so far. We definitely have a Neville Chamberlain problem in our politics, always on the left. We always have somebody who's placating, as we saw yesterday at the White House, not only placating white supremacy, but placating a fascist sitting in the Oval Office and acting like everything is normal. And so far, that is what the Democratic Party has been doing. I think it is absolutely shocking. And they've got to get their act together. And in a few minutes or so, I'm about to get on another call to hear what the deal is with another faction of advocates in Virginia. But, I'm not feeling it in terms of an opposition. And I know it's only been a week, but still, the other crazy thing is we let James Carville run his mouth again. Yes. James Carville needs to be shut down. And I think people need to understand what we're seeing right now in our politics is, in fact, Clinton-era politics. James Carville had 1992, 1996. Then they ran Al Gore. He loses in fact quotes. And then, of course, John Kerry. And it wasn't until United States Senator Barack Obama shows up and breaks that chain of Clinton era. Then it comes back again, of course. Hillary, of course, ran in 2008 and loses in the primary. Then she comes back again in 2016 and loses, and we end up with Donald Trump. So we, in a sense, are still in the Clinton era, and we have to turn the page to the next generation, whether it's Wes Moore or Pete Buttigieg or Gavin Newsom or Josh Shapiro. But we haven't even seen a Gen Xer show up. A Gen Xer hasn't even shown up because there's too many people in the way. And the reason that this happened this year is because Joe Biden decided to run again. Another baby boomer tried to run again. Nothing against baby boomers, but, you can't run again at 80, 81 years old. And all of his staff and everybody who's in the same generation he's in, by the way, nobody said anything. And that's why we find ourselves with a second Trump presidency, and it was completely avoidable.
Well, go ahead, Reecie.
No, I want to jump in on that James Carville point exactly because, we've been hearing everything about, especially from dumbasses like James Carville, all these white men need to shut the hell up about how, it's too much wokeness. I'm trying to figure out what part of woke did John Tester give in white-ass Montana? What part of woke did whatever the white man was in West Virginia? I don't even know who the hell it was. What part of woke did Joe Manchin, who was too punk-ass to run for his Senate seat again because he knew he was going to lose? What part of woke was that? Or Sherrod Brown or Bob Casey? The people that lost were white men, okay? And they lost because they got out-whited by other white people. Okay, so this election wasn't that Democrats doubled down on wokeness. White people doubled down on whiteness. Okay, where the Democrats actually embrace diversity, they won. Where Democrats actually embrace the base, they won. Some places, I'm sorry, you ain't got enough of us to get your wins in. But this had nothing to do with goddamn wokeness in this election. And all the people sitting up there talking about that shit need to shut the hell up. This had to do with the most successful dissuasion campaign, the most successful disinformation campaign, and another campaign where Democrats tried to get the white woman and never Trump voters. Failed strategy, and the base stayed home. And that's why we're in the situation that we're in addition to the fact that people are fucking assholes and they shoulder shrugged at a goddamn fascist, criminal, degenerate running for president again.
Yeah. Reecie, it's even stupider than that. Okay. All those senators that you named, okay, Casey, Manchin, Tester. I mean, they ran in 2018 during wokeness, during defund, and they won. So they won during defund. Okay, so I don't know what James Carville is talking about, but James Carville wants to say it. He's stopping himself from saying it. He tells these politicians in these off years, particularly in Virginia, do not embrace anything black. If you break, you see, James Carville is still doing triangulation from 1992. James Carville is still doing what he told Bill Clinton. Do the conservative crime bill. Do the conservative welfare policy. Don't do anything for blacks. Do the Sister Souljah. Slap somebody around black in public to show white voters that you're not really for these people. That's what James Carville really wants to say. I'm not sure why he's stopping himself from saying it, because it's so obvious that's what he wants to say. And that's what he tells people on the phone. So the guy needs to go away, because it is basically what they're saying is that their base doesn't matter, and in fact, they should talk disrespectfully to their base. It is black voters that wins the Democratic Party these elections in so many of these cities. No other group under the Democratic umbrella. And yet it's black voters that are told to shut up when we have to watch George Floyd get choked out on the street under somebody's knee. We're the ones that are told to shut up. Everybody else can say whatever they want, but we're the ones that are told, don't forward your policy, don't say anything. And these are life and death types of situations. So I'm a little bit tired of James Carville, because he's politically wrong. He predicted that the vice president was going to win, and he was wrong again. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So that show has got to end at some point.
When you talk about blackness and what happens in black culture, covering these things that matter to us, speaking to our issues and concerns.
This is a genuine people-powered movement.
There's a lot of stuff that we're not getting. You get it, and you spread the word.
We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. We cannot tell our own story if we can't pay for it. This is about covering us. Invest in black-owned media. Your dollars matter. We don't have to keep asking them to cover our stuff. So please support us in what we do, folks. We want to hit 2,000 people, $50 this month, raise $100,000. We're behind 100,000, so we want to hit that. Y'all money makes this possible. Checks and money orders go to P.O. Box 57196, Washington, D.C. 20037-0196. PayPal is R Martin Unfiltered. Venmo is RM Unfiltered. Zelle is Roland at RolandSMartin.com.
Hi, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. Fanbase is a free-to-download, free-to-use, next-generation social media platform that allows anyone to have followers and subscribers on the same page. Fanbase was built through investment dollars from equity crowdfunding from the Jobs Act. People just like you help build Fanbase, and we're looking for more people to help build Fanbase. We are currently raising $17 million at a Regulation A crowdfund on StartEngine. We've already crossed $2.1 million, but we're looking to raise more capital from people just like you that deserve the opportunity to invest in early-stage startups without having to be accredited investors. So right now, I'd like you to go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase right now, today. And then use Fanbase to connect with friends, grow your audience, and be you without limits.